If you have ever wondered what's the difference between champagne and sparkling wine, you are at the right place, because in this video we're gonna dive into the details what makes champagnes apart from other sparkling wines. My name is Nila and I'm here to explain what's the difference between champagne and sparkling wine. Let's get started. All the champagnes are sparkling wines, but not all sparkling wines are champagne, because champagne must be produced in the region of Champagne in France, and it is primarily produced from three different grape varieties, which are Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier. All the champagnes must be produced through the traditional method, also known as Méthode de Champenois, and it is involved in two fermentations. The first fermentation takes place in the tanks or in the barrels to create the base wine, and after the base wine, the second fermentation happens inside the bottle. So during this second fermentation, champagnes create its unique flavor profile, such as the autolysis characters that we know, bready, yeasty characters, as well as the fine bubbles. Based on the sweetness level or the residual sugar content in the champagne, it is basically categorized into 6 different categories, starting from brut nature, also known as zero dosage, and then we have extra brut, brut, and then we have extra dry, dry, and demi-sec. So the brut is the most common style of champagne that we often find in the market or in restaurants, which has 0 to 12 gram of sugar per liter. This is a process that takes a long time as well as labor intensive. Therefore, this is one of the reasons why champagne is sold such a high price. And on the other hand, we have different types of champagne like non-vintage, vintage, Blanc de Blancs, Blanc de Noirs, and Prestige Gueuze. So the non-vintage champagnes are basically means that it's a blend of 2 or more different vintages. Grapes come from many different years. For example, it's a popular style to create house-style champagne in almost every champagne house. And then we have the vintage champagne, meaning that all the grapes to produce a vintage must be come from a single harvest or the single year, and it is a type of wine or type of champagne that is not made in every year, because to create a vintage champagne they must have a best climate condition in terms of grape growing, etc. And then we have the Blanc de Blancs, which is a white champagne from white grapes. Usually it's 100% Chardonnay. And then we have Blanc de Noir. It is a white champagne from red grapes. Basically it's a blend of Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier, or 100% Pinot Noir. And then we have the Prestige Gueuze champagnes. Basically this is the best champagne that you find in every champagne house. They all produce their Prestige Gueuze. So basically means the best of the best of champagne house. So champagne is not just a sparkling wine, it's a unique combination of the place, the tradition, as well as the prestige, and is often combined with the luxury and the celebration. And next we have Crémants. Crémants are great French sparkling wines produced through the traditional methods outside of the Champagne region. If you're looking for something more affordable but great quality, you should definitely try Crémants. Things like Crémant d'Alsace, Crémant de Loire, or Crémant de Bourgogne are great options to start with. Let's talk about the Prosecco. So the Prosecco comes from a small village called Prosecco in Veneto region in Italy, and it is produced primarily from the Glera grape variety. And compared to the champagne, Prosecco is much more lighter, more fruitier, and the bubbles of the Prosecco is much more larger than the champagne. So the flavor profile of the Prosecco is often described as the primary fruits like green apple, pears, peach, etc. And it is produced from tank method, which is less labor intensive, as well as it is much more faster than the traditional method which used in the production of champagne. Let's move on to the Cava. So Cava is Spain's signature sparkling wine made through the traditional method. Just like in champagne, they use native grape varieties like Macabeo, Sarallo, Parellada, and is mostly produced in the regions of Barcelona and Catalonia. Cava is also produced in a range of styles from brut nature to dolce. It also comes in either white or rosé types. And then we have MCC, or Méthode Cap Classique, from South Africa. It is South Africa's signature styles of sparkling wine, introduced in 1992 to create an identity for South Africa's sparkling wines. And it is made through the traditional method, mostly use Chardonnay and Pinot Noir grapes. And it is such a great quality sparkling wine, really a good alternative for champagne as well. Champagne is unique because of its strict region, traditional method, and the long history. But sparkling wines like Crémant, Cava, Prosecco, and MCC have their own personalities with own flavors and own price points worth exploring. End of the day, it doesn't matter if you're enjoying a glass of champagne or sparkling wine. What matters, you really enjoying what you're drinking. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.